dishonor in this whole movie. What's up everyone, and welcome to The Green Screen, and today we're going to be talking about Disney's live action remake of the movie Mulan. So if you have any expectations that this is going to be anywhere similar to the animation, I'm just going to burst your bubble and say lower your expectations right now. To start off, I am a huge Disney fan. Absolutely love Disney, will watch Disney all day every day. And Mulan is like my ultimate favorite Disney movie of all time. She is my favorite Disney princess, even though a lot of people say she isn't a princess, but she's a princess to me, okay? She didn't need any prince to save her. She was kicking butt and saved not a little village, the whole country. I love it. So the live action, dishonor. Dishonor to the movie, dishonor to my childhood, dishonor. They should have stopped at Lion King. In fact, they should have stopped at Beauty and the Beast. And I don't know if I could watch a live action movie from Disney anymore. Don't remake it. Just don't remake it. Don't ruin a good thing. I was super excited when Disney announced that they were going to make a live action film. But Disney wanted to make sure that this remake is more realistic and is more so along the lines of the Chinese folklore, the Ballad of Mulan, which means all of the cool fun stuff, the sing-alongs, the Mushu, the cricket, all that would be gone. And what are we left with? A regular action dramatic film that is kid-friendly. So let's get to the review. The plot of the movie is essentially the same thing as the animation, whereby the Chinese emperor decrees that one man from every family must serve on the imperial army to defend the country against northern invaders. Now Mulan comes into play because her father only had daughters, and being that the decree said one man per family, it would be Mulan's father. Now, he was an honored warrior and unfortunately suffered some injuries from the last one. So Mulan was just like, Pops, your leg is clearly broken. I don't know where you think you're going fighting in this army. I'm gonna take your place. I might bring dishonor to the family, but you'll be alive. So we're just following Mulan on her journey of becoming an honored war hero for China. Although the plot was the same, I felt that there were so many crucial scenes that were missing in the live action film. And because I watched the animation, I was able to fill in the blank and quickly catch up to the storyline of the movie. Seeing that the live action was half an hour longer than the animation, I'm struggling to understand why these scenes were not incorporated. To give you an example of this, well, one of the scenes that I noticed that was missed was the decision Mulan made to take her father's place in the war. In the live action remake, we saw Mulan play with the sword, she recited the creed, and then it just skipped to her being in her dad's uniform. Just hopped into the armor and then you just left? Whereas in the animation, it was very impactful because we saw exactly what that decision was gonna mean for her. Like, she prayed to the ancestors, she cut her hair, then she was actually putting on the armor, and then she left. Disney missed that in the live action because we didn't get to really connect and understand, oh my gosh, this dishonor is real. Another scene that was missed was in the actual battle itself, where Mulan made that decision, which ultimately changed the game for the Imperial Army, and they won. In the live action, we saw Mulan look at the mountain with snow on it, and then all of a sudden, boom, she appears behind a rock. How did you get there? What are you gonna do? You're just looking at the mountain? Whereas in the animation, Mulan had the cannon, she was looking at the mountain, and then it zoomed into the army, and then she went back to the mountain. So it's just like, okay, I'm following you, sis. I see what you want to do there. But for me, it was these crucial decisions and choices that we missed. Like, we didn't get to see the emotion and the impact behind the choices that she made. We just got to see the end result. Now, I know that Disney said that they wanted to keep this as realistic as possible, but where did this shape-shifting witch come from? What was that? And we can't have a talking dragon? How is it that we have a powerful shape-shifting witch, but we can't have a talking dragon? Hello? Make it make sense, Disney. This brings me to the visuals. Overall, I think the visuals were good. It definitely portrayed how I envisioned the live action movie of Mulan to be. I think they definitely nailed it with the costumes and landscapes. However, there were a few scenes where you can tell that this was clearly fake. Phoenix, to me, I felt like Disney was like, oh my gosh, we forgot to put in this symbol that resembles Mushu, so let's just copy and paste this right here and have it guide her, and it doesn't even look real. As I mentioned before, Disney was trying to keep it 100% real, so there were no songs in there, but they were kind enough to incorporate the songs from the animation, but the instrumental version, which I wasn't too mad about, because when I did hear it, I kind of was like humming and singing in the back of my mind, so that was nice. And then talking about the love interest, how could you split General Shang into two people? What is this? Disney. Literally watching this, because I'm so attached to the animation, all I could say was dishonor. Don't mess up a good thing. Why fix what's not broken? Now, if you hadn't watched the animation before, I do think that this would be a good action movie for you to watch, but if you did watch the animation, prepare to be disappointed. The message is still the same as the animation, which is essentially to be true to yourself, which was incorporated in the Army's motto, which is being loyal, brave, and true. Following that theme of being true to yourself, in the main battle scene, Mulan was fighting with the witch, and she was just like, you're not gonna win this if you're not true to yourself. You're gonna die being someone else. So obviously Mulan gets knocked down, but then she wakes up reborn, and in this new state, she rides her horse back onto the battlefield, removing all of her armor, letting her hair down so that she can be true to herself and fight as a woman. I totally understand what you were trying to do here, but you're gonna have her remove all of her protective gear to show that she is a woman in the middle of the battlefield. Help me make it make sense. One thing that I thought was a bit interesting is that they had this concept of your inner chi, which we found out that Mulan had these incredible chi powers from she was younger, but because when you harness your chi, that's something more so for a warrior, and being a warrior is a man's duty, her dad was like, listen, you know, you're gonna have to silence your chi, because for you, honoring our family is through marriage. So we found out that this witch essentially has the same chi power as Mulan, and because she was exiled and considered a witch, she teamed up with the bad guy. Now along the way, she definitely became one of the good guys, and there was this one scene where she led Mulan to the bad guy, and she was like, well, you had a bit of resistance and it was from a woman. And he was like, a girl? And she was like, no, a woman. And I was like, yes, let him know. And then in the fight scene, the leader of the Rohan group was like, oh, a little girl. And I was just like, so disrespectful. Did we not just say she's a woman? The disrespect. Overall, I'll give this movie a C+, because they had good visuals and good music, but they didn't deliver in deepening the plot for me. There was so much information that was missing and could have really deepened our emotional connection to Mulan and her characters, as there were literally no character development. We barely got to know the people she were training with. Those are the things that you need to really connect with the movie and the characters, and we just didn't get that character development in this particular plot. And it would be good if you did not watch the animation before, but unfortunately I did, and because I had such high levels of expectation that were immediately crashed and burned to -0, it didn't meet my expectations. This was definitely the bootleg version of the animation. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.